Good morning. Today we are going to start a poem, The Mystic Drum, written by Gabriel Okara. I know all of you are very familiar with Gabriel Okara. In first semester you have learned one of his very famous poems, Once Upon a Time. So I think there is no need to give an introduction about Gabriel Okara. Anyway, let us refresh your memory relating Gabriel Okara. Gabriel Imomotimi Okara was born on 24 April 1921. He died on 25 March 2019. He was a Nigerian poet and novelist who was born in Bumaundi in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, Nigeria. Gabriel Imomotimi Okara, the son of an Ijaw chief, was born in Bumaundi in the Niger Delta in 1921. He was educated at Government College, Umahia, and later Yaba Higher College. During World War II, he attempted to enlist in the British Royal Air Force but did not complete pilot training. Instead, he worked for a time for the British Overseas Airway Corporation. After his studies during the World War II, he started the pilot training, but unfortunately, he couldn't complete the pilot training. So he started to work for the British Overseas Airway Corporation. In Nigerian Civil War, worked as information officer for the Eastern Nigerian Government Service. Together with Chinua Achebe, Okara was roving ambassador for Biafra's cause during part of 1969. From 1972 to 1980, he was director of the River State Publishing House in Port Harcourt. After that, in 1967 to 70, Nigerian Civil War period, he worked as information officer for the Eastern Nigerian Government Service. There he met Chinua Achebe. After that, Okara became the ambassador for Biafra's cause during part of 1969. Then we can see that from 1970 to 1980, he was the director of the River State Publishing House in Port Harcourt. The first modernist poet of Anglophone Africa, he is best known for his early experimental novel, The Voice, and his award-winning poetry published in The Fisherman's Invocation and The Dreamer, His Vision. In both his poems and his prose, Okara drew on African thought, religion, folklore, and imagery. Then we can see that he is the first modernist poet. He is also known for his early experimental novel, The Voice. The Voice was published in 1964. His award-winning poetry, The Fisherman's Invocation, was published in 1978. The another poem, The Dreamer, His Vision, was published in 2005. When we go through his poems and his prose, we can see that Okara speaks about African thought, religion, folklore, and imagery. He has been called the Nigerian negritudeist. According to Brenda Mary Osby, editor of his collected poems, it is with the publication of Gabriel Okara's first poem that Nigerian literature in English and modern African poetry in this language can be said truly to have begun. Actually, we spoke about negritudeist movement in detail in our first class. So, I think there is no need to repeat it again. Anyway, Gabriel Okara was very conscious about African tradition and culture. He always wants to protect African culture and tradition through his works. So we can call him as Nigerian negritude. Brenda Mary Osby was the editor of his collected poems. Then we are going to speak about his writing in detail. After leaving school, Okara wrote plays and features for radio, and in 1953 his poem The Call of the River Nun won an award at the Nigerian Festival of Arts. Some of his poetry was published in the literary magazine Black Orpheus, and by 1960 he had won recognition as an accomplished literary craftsman, his poetry being translated into several languages. We can see that after school life, Okara started to write plays and also features for radios. He wrote so many scripts for radio. He also wrote so many plays. Then in 1953 he published his poem The Call of the River Nun. Actually, this poem won an award at the Nigerian Festival of Arts. Some of his poems were published in the literary magazine, it is Black Orpheus. We can see that his poetry being translated into several languages. He went on to study journalism at Northwestern University in 1949 before discovering his talent for poetry in 1953 when he won an award at the Nigerian Festival of Arts of his poem The Call of the River Nun. I told you, actually he started his writing career as a playwright and a script writer in radio. He also went to Northwestern University in 1949 to study journalism. Actually, he discovered his talent for poetry in 1953 when he won the award at the Nigerian Festival of Arts for his poem The Call of the River Nun. Amongst his most celebrated poems are Piano Entrance, You Laughed and Laughed and Laughed, and The Fisherman's Invocation. So you don't forget, these are his very famous poems. Okara's poetry is based on a series of contrasts in which symbols are neatly balanced against each other. The need to reconcile the extremes of experience preoccupies his verse, and a typical poem has a circular movement from everyday reality to a moment of joy and back to reality again. When we go through the poems of Okara, we can see that it is based on a series of contrasts. He used the symbols to balance against each other. He speaks about life and death in common. He always speaks about the reality of life. He has the talent to speak about everyday reality to a moment of joy and back to reality again. He speaks about the real life. He attended the landmark African Writers Conference held on 1st June 1962 at Makerere University College in Kampala, Uganda, along with such writers as Chinua Achebe, Rajat Nyoji, Bloch Modisen, Okot P. Bitek, Bernard von Loon, Segan Alusla, Grace Ogot, Jonathan Kariara, Wole Soyinka, John Pepper, Clark, Saunders Redding, Christopher Ogibo, Francis Ademola, Arthur Mayman and others. We have learned his very famous poem Once Upon a Time. So we can see that Okara was very concerned with what happens when the ancient culture of Africa is faced with the modern Western culture, as in his poem Once Upon a Time. Then I want to speak about his very famous novel, The Voice. He pursued that theme in his first novel, The Voice. It was published in 1964. Its protagonist, Okolo, like countless post-colonial Africans, is hunted by society and haunted by his own ideals. Experimenting linguistically in The Voice, Okara translated directly from the Ijaw language, imposing Ijaw syntax onto English in order to give literal expression to African ideas and imagery. We can see that he used the same theme in the novel The Voice. The theme which he used in Once Upon a Time. His very famous novel, The Voice, was published in 1964. The protagonist of the novel is Okolo. He is hunted by society and also haunted by his own ideals. Another speciality of this novel, Okara translated directly from the Ijaw language into English. You know what it is, Ijaw language? Actually, Ijaw language is the smallest branch of the Niger-Congo language family. It consists of a language cluster comprising 7 other language clusters with a total of approximately 2 million speakers. Ijaw language, it is the smallest branch of the Niger-Congo language family. Then we can see that it comprises 7 other language clusters. The speciality of this novel, he translated Ijaw language directly to English. We are speaking about the novel The Voice. The novel creates a symbolic landscape in which the forces of traditional African culture and Western materialism. Okara's skilled portrayal of the inner tensions of his hero distinguished him from many other Nigerian novelists. I already told you he used the same theme in Once Upon a Time in his very famous novel The Voice. Another speciality of Okara, he is smart to portray the inner tensions of his heroes. In addition to his poetry and fiction, Okara also wrote plays and features for broadcasting. Many of his unpublished manuscripts were destroyed during the Nigerian Civil War. I already told you, in addition to his poetry and fiction, he also wrote so many plays. He also wrote scripts for radios. Unfortunately, his unpublished manuscripts were destroyed at the time of Nigerian Civil War. In April 2017, the Gabriel Okara Literary Festival was held at the University of Port Harcourt in his honor. The publication in May 2017 of the book Gabriel Okara, edited by Professor Chidi T. Maduka, addressed Okara's place in African literature. We can see that in April 2017, the Gabriel Okara Literary Festival was held at the University of Port Harcourt. In that function, the book Gabriel Okara was published in May 2017. The book was edited by Professor Chidi T. Maduka. We can see that Gabriel Okara has his own space in African literature. During much of the 1960s, Okara worked in civil service. From 1972 to 1980, he was director of the Rivers State Publishing House in Port Harcourt. His later work includes a collection of poems, The Fisherman's Invocation, I told you it was published in 1978, and two books for children, Little Snake and Little Frog. It was published in 1981, and an adventure to Juju Island. It was published in 1992. We can say that he also worked in civil service. From 1972 to 1980, he was director of the Rivers State Publishing House in Port Harcourt. Later, he published his very famous poem, The Fisherman's Invocation, in 1978. You don't forget, he also published the two books for children. First one is Little Snake and Little Frog. It was published in 1981. The second book is An Adventure to Juju Island. It was published in 1992. Then we are going to speak about awards and honors. 1953 Best All-Round Entry in Poetry at the Nigerian Festival of Arts for The Call of the River Nun. In 1979 Commonwealth Poetry Prize for The Fisherman's Invocation. 2005 NLNG Prize for The Dreamer, His Vision. 2009 Pan-African Writers Association Honorary Membership Award. 2017 Gabriel Okara Literary Festival. So all these are the awards and honors Gabriel won in his life. His death is a major loss to the African literary world, and the second this month following the passing of the prolific Ivorian writer Bernard Tadi, a leader in the Negritude movement. Tributes from fans and readers, including Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, have been pouring out in remembrance of the renowned writer all morning. Gabriel Okara's death is a major loss to the African literary world. I hope all of you refresh your memory relating very famous writer Gabriel Okara. Then we can go to the textbook. All of you please take the page number 104 in your textbook. Gabriel Okara, 1921, fondly called the Nigerian Negritudist, has made his mark in African literature as one of the pioneers of the Negritude movement. He is regarded as the first African modernist writer. He draws inspiration from the energetic tradition of Nigeria with its music, dance, religion and rituals. We already knew it very well. He is known as Nigerian Negritudist. He also made his mark in African literature as one of the pioneers of the Negritudist movement. I think there is no need to repeat the Negritudist movement because in our first class we went through the Negritudist movement in detail. We can see that he was one of the pioneers of the Negritudist movement. He made his own mark in African literature. He was always concerned about the African culture and tradition. He wants to protect the African culture and tradition. He was very conscious about the culture and tradition of Africa. That's why he wrote African culture and tradition throughout his works. He always inspired the people through the energetic tradition of Nigeria with its music, dance, religion and rituals. We have learned one of his very famous poem, Once Upon a Time. In that poem, we already understood the details of his writings. Okara has several awards and recognitions to his merit. We already spoke about his awards and recognition. The Call of the River Nun won the best award for literature in the Nigeria Festival of Arts in 1953. In 1979, his Fisherman's Invocation won the Commonwealth Poetry Prize. In the year 2005, he bagged the highest literary prize in Nigeria, NLNG Prize, instituted by the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas. That's why I told you he made his own mark in African literature. He is known as Nigerian negritudeist. He is also the pioneer of the negritude movement. In this semester, we are going to enjoy one of his another famous poems, The Mystic Drum. The poem Mystic Drum brilliantly describes the vibrant tradition of Africa with its symbolic drum beats and ritualistic dance. The drum in African literature symbolizes the rhythm of traditional African life. Did you notice the title of our poem? It is The Mystic Drum. Actually, through this poem, Gabriel Okara describes the vibrant tradition of Africa by using its symbolic drum beats and ritualistic dance. That's why we are calling him as a Nigerian negritudist. Drum in African literature, it has its own importance. Drum in African literature symbolizes the rhythm of traditional African life. It is the part of African life. The poem laments the destruction of these conventional practices of the land which was once the life blood of his people. Umbilical relationship of man with nature is underlined in the poem. Through this poem, Gabriel Okara laments the destruction of this traditional practice. Now the people in Africa, they forgot about the drum. He emphasizes Africans have an umbilical relationship with nature. Umbilical relationship means Pokkal Kodi Bandham. I think all of you know that the relationship of a mother and a kid. Like that, Africans have an umbilical relationship with their nature. When Africans forgot about their drum, actually they are losing their relationship with nature. The African culture is so attuned with nature that when the mystic drum beats, it invokes the sun, the moon, the river and the trees, and they dance with the tribe. With the advent of the materialistic imperialism of the West, the drum beats stop abruptly, portentous of the destruction of the native culture. We already understood Africa has their own tradition and culture. They are very proud about their culture and tradition. But here we can see that people were influenced by the Western culture. As the result, they forgot to protect their own culture and tradition. Now they forget to use their drum. They don't have the time to pray to the sun, the moon, the river and the trees. They are not at all giving importance to their own traditions. That's why through this poem, the poet is lamenting the destruction of these conventional practices in Africa. We will start the poem, The Mystic Drum, written by Gabriel Okara, in our next class. Thank you.